This is like probably one of the biggest things happening this week and the next, probably over the summer. But a lot of people are itching to get in on that IPO. Speaking of those wild valuations, SpaceX, this is like probably one of the biggest things happening this week and the next, probably over the summer. But SpaceX filed its updated IPO prospectus this week, and traded is actually expected to happen June 12th at the earliest. So, I
Oof,
think on
so soon.
Poly Market and Kalshi, it said like between a 75% probability that June 12th will be the exact debut day. By June 15th, there is a 84% chance the company completes its IPO. And by June 30th, the market implied odds surged to 96% for a successful debut. So before the end of June. So SpaceX actually filed this perspective. Like, it's been no secret. We've been talking about this for months now, especially with some of the other companies that are also they're headed full steam ahead towards IPO. But they've been doing this confidentially, filing. They're doing all this song and dance, but nobody actually has any insight into what the final valuation price will be at the IPO, when the actual date will be when trading goes live. But for this, everybody's expecting June 12th, apparently. So the lead underwriters are Morgan Stanley and Bank of America, Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan. And two notable disclosures here are that SpaceX holds 8,285 Bitcoin, worth approximately 600 million. And also mentioned in the prospectus, was water shortages are listed as a new material risk factor for AI computing expansion. So
Oof, so scary.
there's been all these assurances that water is not a big deal. It's not a like data centers are not taking that much water. Don't worry about this. It's all Chinese propaganda, blah, blah, blah. But even SpaceX itself in this prospectus has acknowledged this as a risk in the future, which is interesting. So the new language also gives SpaceX room to issue large amounts of additional stock for future acquisitions, signaling the IPO is the beginning of an acquisition strategy. They've also set, I think, 5% of all stock aside for employees, which honestly is pretty cool. Like, you really want to put equity in the hands of people that helped you get to this point to build a massive company. So I think that is a rare win for Elon Musk personally. But all in all, this feels a little bit troublesome, and people are already saying that this valuation will go well above $2 trillion, perhaps even $2.5 trillion. And I've never seen anything like this. Like, this is the biggest private company valuation I've ever seen, and it's unprecedented. And for a company that's not really profitable and relies almost entirely on government subsidies, you know, uh, SpaceLink or whatever it's called is doing really well, like their internet. But aside from that, they don't really make money. It's all subsidies. So who knows? This is the trickiest valuation I think I've ever seen.
Yeah, yeah, very, very difficult to understand. I'm very, very pessimistic about this IPO. I've been telling friends in private, and I guess I'll tell in the weekly recap to all our listeners. This might be the catalyst to burst the AI bubble. I mean, we're talking about a $2 trillion IPO. A $1 trillion IPO in itself is incredibly impressive and unprecedented.
Yeah.
But a $2 trillion IPO is ridiculous. And we know it's quite transparent. We know that the valuation has been inflated through a number of different actions financially for SpaceX. We know that they're going to market with over like 100x PE ratio. So yeah, it's very concerning for a company that makes roughly, what is it, like 30 or 40 billion dollars a year to go to market with a $2 trillion valuation. And that's being propped up by, again, XAI and X, and like a social media platform that's run by bots. Yeah, I'm not really sure what's going to happen here, but we do know that the IPO is geared towards shifting a lot of that equity towards, let's say, packaged instruments for 401ks, retirement plans, etc. I know a lot of people are trying to get in on the IPO, and funny enough, prediction markets like Polymarket and Kalshi making bets on the IPO valuation, making bets on the price action, making bets on the date. This is a great way to kind of gauge the market and public sentiment on what this could potentially do. And interestingly enough, for those very savvy investors, it might be a great way to create a hedge if you're involved in this IPO in any way. But yeah, just waiting to see how this happens, and it feels like we're kind of getting into an IPO race here. I'm sure we're going to cover that and dive much deeper across all the other AI companies that are eyeing IPOs.
Yeah, the pragmatic, logical part of my brain says this is a disaster waiting to happen, and certainly we're headed towards a bubble pop. But I know historically it's not great to bet against Elon Musk. Even if he gets the idea wrong, he usually falls upward, and he has a lot of support. So a lot of people are itching to get in on that IPO, pre-IPO, post-IPO. So I imagine that like the weirdest possible thing is going to happen. It's anything that I don't expect.
Yeah, absolutely.
OpenAI and Anthropic are joining SpaceX. Actually, not literally, but in their quest for IPO. We mentioned it before. Both have publicly filed for IPO as well, and there is a $3.7 trillion public market wave coming between those three companies and their anticipated IPO. So, OpenAI filed confidential IPO paperwork this week. Anthropic closed its $30 billion round at 900 billion and is moving towards a public listing quite quickly. And SpaceX is trading is supposed to begin next week at the earliest. We said that it might happen by the end of June, but we're not sure yet when that exact date will be. Also, at the same time, the Musk versus Altman trial remedies phase is now underway simultaneously with this OpenAI IPO filing. So imagine having like the case of the century. You're arguing over should OpenAI continue to exist in its current iteration? Should it revert back to being a foundation? Should Sam Altman get canned? Should Musk have ownership over this entity, whatever it looks like? And now we're going to say, oh, by the way, we're going to like a above $1 billion valuation for an IPO happening soon. So this definitely muddies the water and complicates that hearing and whatever deliberations happen after that. So yeah, I think it's really interesting. And secondary market investors in syndicates of these companies are about to find out whether the ownership claims are real. Uh, it's going to be really fun to see these secondary markets play out. Like it is the new battleground for all intents and purposes.
Oh my God. Yeah, it's really funny because um I've seen news on, Elon Musk and the SpaceX IPO, including the capability of issuing new shares for future acquisitions.
Yep.
We've seen news around, I forget if it's OpenAI or Anthropic, around imposing IPO participant lockups. We've seen a lot of these different types of clauses or amendments coming to the IPO process for these big companies. And I saw a really funny tweet the other day saying, of everyone that is adjacent or involved in these IPOs, the only people that are really up in arms and outrage are crypto bros, because they've seen all of these tricks before. And it's very true. Like we've lived through all of these different types of financial engineering scams and schemes and whatever, where we can recognize what a liquidity shift and liquidity dump looks like. We know that these IPOs are all going to market around the same time because they're trying to compete for what's been culminating in massive AI interest in the public, especially with all the different humanoid robot videos that we've talked about. People that are using more consumer focused products, AI, and everything from CRMs to your banking app or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And now, finally, the public is primed to accept these major companies that are going to be offered on public markets. And yeah, they're looking for a liquidity exit here. And so we've seen all these tricks before. We know what's happening here. It does give me a lot of concern with the next coming months around these IPOs that are being scheduled. But fingers crossed, the world will survive.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a really good point. Like, I think years ago, we all had this dream that crypto will become more institutional and more professional. But really, we're seeing the opposite. We're seeing the mainstream space. We're seeing equities. We're seeing stock market become more like a crypto space. So you're right. Like, you're not going to slip one by us. Like, anybody that's spent any time trading or investing in digital assets knows all these tricks. They know that. What's the number one lesson? What's the number one takeaway that you and I have seen in the last 7 years? Retail usually gets screwed, and that's not native to crypto either, but it's definitely an accelerated way of learning about this journey of getting, you think you're getting a deal, you think you're getting in on a syndicate of a syndicate of a syndicate, you think you're getting secondaries, but you're not really getting anything of substance. You're just the exit liquidity, as you rightly said. So I expect some pain and bloodshed. I hope I'm
Oof.
wrong, but I think these valuations, something's got to give. Something's got to relieve that pressure. You need to pop this bubble once and for all and get back to sanity, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we're going to see that public liquidity interest dry up very, very quickly. I think SpaceX announced that they're going to, unlike other IPOs where they offer maybe 5 to 10% to the public, they're offering a greater share, I think 30%. And they were talking about how they want to make this more of a public company. That's a great excuse for not being able to get the investor capital you need leading up to that IPO. So yeah, I think we're going to find out very quick what is going to happen here. And I personally think that these IPOs are not going to do very well. Just the valuations are incredibly inflated, but that's just my take. I'm pessimistic around this.
Yeah, me too. Don't worry. Hey, it's your friend Mello from Arcanum Ventures. If you got any value out of this video whatsoever, we want to hear about it. Leave us a comment in the comment section. We look forward each and every week to reading those, and maybe give us a subscribe too, because we put out new content all the time, 4 or 5 videos a week. So maybe check one out now. Take it easy.